Carlos sits at his desk, his eyes scanning a job listing on his laptop. His fingers tap nervously on the table as he exhales slowly. The words on the screen feel overwhelming, so many requirements, so many expectations. He picks up his resume, reading through each line carefully, knowing that soon he'll have to explain all of this in English. He looks up at the small mirror hanging on the wall. His own reflection stares back at him, uncertain. Taking a deep breath, he straightens his posture and begins to speak. I am hardworking. I am responsible. I am a quick learner. The words come out slowly at first, each syllable deliberate. He repeats them again, this time with more confidence. A slight hesitation flickers in his eyes. Will he remember all of this when he's sitting in front of the interviewer? What if he forgets a word? What if they ask something he doesn't understand? He shakes his head, pushing the doubts aside. Preparation is the key, he knows that much. This interview is important. It's his chance to prove himself, to take a step forward in this new country. But first, he needs to be ready. He takes another deep breath and tightens his grip on the resume. It's time to practice. The screen fades to black, signaling the start of his journey. The morning sun casts a golden glow over the busy streets of New York City. Cars honk, people walk briskly, and the sound of distant chatter fills the air. Carlos steps out of his small apartment, clutching a folder with his resume inside. His heart pounds as he takes in the towering buildings around him. Today is the day his first job interview in the United States. As he walks toward the subway station, thoughts race through his mind. He replays the phrases he practiced the night before. I am hardworking. I am responsible. I am a quick learner. He whispers the words under his breath, trying to make them feel natural. The train arrives, and he steps in, gripping the cold metal pole for support. The doors close, and he glances around. A woman near him is speaking English on the phone, her words flowing effortlessly. A man in a business suit scrolls through his emails. Everyone seems so confident, so sure of themselves. He exhales slowly, reminding himself that he too belongs here. Arriving at his stop, he steps off the train and makes his way to a small cafe near the office building. He still has time before his interview, so he orders a coffee. As he waits, he pulls out his phone and opens a language learning app. The words "common job" interview questions appear on the screen. He reads the first one. Tell me about yourself. His stomach tightens. He's practiced this, but suddenly the words feel unfamiliar. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. He can do this. He has to. A few moments later, he checks his watch. It's almost time. He stands up, adjusts his shirt, and gathers his things. Stepping outside, he looks up at the tall glass building where his interview will take place. The doors ahead feel like the entrance to a new future. With a final breath, he takes a step forward. Carlos steps into the sleek, modern office building. The lobby is spacious, with tall glass windows letting in streams of natural light. The air is cool, and the quiet hum of conversations and ringing phones fills the space. He approaches the front desk, gripping his folder a little too tightly. A receptionist looks up and greets him with a polite smile. Good morning. How can I help you? Carlos swallows hard, but he manages to speak clearly. Good morning. I have an interview with Mr. Thompson at 10 a.m. His accent is noticeable, but his words are confident. The receptionist nods and types something on her computer. Great, you can take a seat. He will be with you shortly. Carlos thanks her and moves to a row of chairs near the waiting area. He sits down and exhales. His hands feel clammy. He watches as other employees walk past, dressed in business attire, chatting with ease. He adjusts his tie, reminding himself that he belongs here too. A few minutes later, a tall man in a navy suit approaches with a professional but friendly expression. Carlos, nice to meet you. I'm Mr. Thompson. Come on in. Carlos stands up quickly and shakes his hand. Nice to meet you too. His voice is steady, but he feels the weight of the moment pressing on his shoulders. Inside the interview room, the atmosphere is formal but not intimidating. A large wooden desk sits in the middle, and Mr. Thompson takes a seat across from him. He opens a folder, scanning Carlos's resume. So, Carlos, tell me about yourself. Carlos had practiced this answer a dozen times, but now, with all eyes on him, his mind momentarily goes blank. He hesitates, his heart racing, but then he remembers the words he rehearsed. I am a hardworking and responsible person. I have experience in customer service, and I am always eager to learn new things. Mr. Thompson nods, looking pleased. That's great to hear. Can you tell me about a time when you solved a problem at work? Carlos thinks for a moment before answering. Yes, in my last job, a customer was very upset because their order was wrong. I listened carefully, apologized, and quickly found a solution. In the end, the customer was happy, and they gave positive feedback. Mr. Thompson smiles. Good problem-solving skills are very important. He flips through a few more pages. And why do you want to work for our company? Carlos sits up. Straighter. He knows this answer well. I admire this company because it values teamwork and customer service. I believe I can contribute with my experience and dedication. Mr. Thompson nods again, making a note. Carlos starts to relax. The questions are challenging, but he is managing. His English isn't perfect, but he is communicating clearly. After a few more questions, Mr. Thompson closes the folder and leans back slightly. Well, Carlos, I appreciate your time today. Do you have any questions for me? Carlos knows this is his chance to show engagement. He had prepared for this. Yes. What do you think is the most important skill for success in this position? Mr. Thompson looks impressed. Good question. I'd say adaptability and communication. Being able to work with different people and solve problems is key. Carlos nods, taking mental notes. The conversation flows more naturally now. He feels a sense of accomplishment. He made it through the interview without freezing. Mr. Thompson stands up and offers his hand. Thank you, Carlos. We'll be in touch soon. Carlos shakes his hand firmly. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. As he steps out of the office, he exhales deeply. The hard part is over. No matter what happens next, he knows he gave his best effort. Carlos steps out of the interview room, feeling a mix of relief and excitement. He replays the conversation in his mind, thinking about the key phrases he used and how well he handled each question. In a job interview, certain phrases are essential to communicate confidence and professionalism. Carlos started by introducing himself with, "I am a hardworking and responsible person." This is a great way to describe personal qualities. He also added, "I have experience in customer service, and I am always eager to learn new things." This shows both experience and a willingness to improve. Another important moment was when the interviewer asked him about a time he solved a problem. Instead of panicking, Carlos followed a simple structure. He described the situation, explained what he did, and shared the result. He said, "A customer was very upset because their order was wrong. I listened carefully, apologized, and quickly found a solution." This answer was effective because it demonstrated problem-solving skills and the ability to handle difficult situations. When asked why he wanted to work for the company, Carlos responded with, "I admire this company because it values teamwork and customer service." This showed that he had done research about the company and understood its values. Employers like to see enthusiasm and a good cultural fit. At the end of the interview, Carlos knew he had to ask a question. Instead of staying silent, he asked, "What do you think is the most important skill for success in this position?" Asking a question shows engagement and curiosity, which interviewers appreciate. Carlos's English wasn't perfect, but he spoke clearly and used simple, effective sentences. The most important thing was his confidence and ability to communicate his skills. With the interview behind him, he realizes how much he has learned. Speaking English in a professional setting isn't just about knowing words, it's about using them in the right way. Carlos leaves the building, feeling a sense of accomplishment. The interview was a challenge, but he faced it with confidence. Now, it's time to reflect and practice. Let's go over some of the key phrases Carlos used in his interview. Imagine you are in his place. Read each question and try to answer it out loud. Take your time and focus on pronunciation. The first question Carlos heard was, "Tell me about yourself." This is one of the most common interview questions. How would you respond? Take a moment and say your answer out loud. You can start with "I am" and describe your skills just like Carlos did. Now, let's practice problem solving. The interviewer asked Carlos, "Can you tell me about a time when you solved a problem at work?" Think of a real or imaginary situation where you had to fix something. Try using Carlos's structure. Describe the problem, explain what you did, and share the result. Take a deep breath and say it out loud. Next, let's work on the question, why do you want to work for this company? A great way to answer is to mention something positive about the company and how your skills fit. Try answering this now. You can say something like, "I admire this company because," and complete the sentence. Finally, let's practice asking a question. Carlos asked, "What do you think is the most important skill for success in this position?" Think of another question you could ask at the end of an interview. Maybe something about company culture, career growth, or job expectations. Say it out loud. Practicing these phrases will help you feel more confident in your next interview. Remember, speaking English is about progress, not perfection. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Carlos took this step, and so can you. Keep practicing, and soon, job interviews in English will feel natural. Carlos walks down the street, feeling lighter with every step. The hardest part is over. Whether he gets the job or not, he knows he gave his best effort. He faced his fears, used the English he had practiced, and stayed confident. That alone is a victory. Every experience like this is a step forward. Speaking English in an interview is not just about knowing the right words. It's about preparation, practice, and belief in yourself. Carlos started this journey feeling nervous, but now he feels proud. No matter what happens next, he knows he is improving. If Carlos can do it, so can you. Job interviews in a new language can feel intimidating, but remember, confidence grows with practice. The more you prepare, the more natural it becomes. Take every opportunity to practice speaking. Repeat key phrases, answer common questions out loud, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is a lesson. Keep going, keep learning. Every small effort brings you closer to your goal. The next time you have a job interview in English, you'll be ready. If you found this story helpful, don't forget to practice the phrases we learned today. And if you want to hear more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and check out the next lesson. Carlos's journey is just beginning, and so is yours.